this glamour thing that people make it out to be, bro. I'm not a fan of, bro. Like I could have lived it.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have been check to check.
Yeah.
But I'd rather choose to live not a comfort life, but a life where I know I can manage everything, and financially I never have to look at my bill, and just live happy. Like if for example, if tonight I wanted to go watch a Laker game, I could go spend $2,000 on 2 tickets with me.
Tomorrow? The Lakers play tomorrow?
It's at Boston, bro.
Oh,
I'm gonna fly you to Boston.
You want to go to Boston?
Dropping buckets.
You lost 100,000.
I was been grinding for so long, I never stopped to realize.
What was your biggest financial mistake?
Coming, baby, cause I'm dropping buckets.
You watching Untold Raw podcast. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a new episode, Untold Raw. It's your boy Lavelle,
And it's your boy Mario.
and we're here with a special guest, my guy KingH. What's going on, brother?
Yo, thank y'all for having me, man. Appreciate it. For real, it means a lot.
Man, no problem. We appreciate you coming.
Anytime.
And I wanted to ask my boy Mario, man, how you been feeling lately?
Man, you know what? I've been feeling good kind of like the last 3 days. Prior to that, not so good. We had a little conversation on that, but the past 2 days I'm kind of like clearing it up, trying to like, just get myself together. But past 2 years, it's like I haven't been fully there.
Oh man,
It's been bad. Like a lot of people view me as like you're doing good shit, but it's a lot of dark things that anyone as an owner will go through a lot of shit, and it ain't easy.
So you're feeling like more overwhelmed,
Exhausted, mentally drained. Like, bro, like you name anything, like it's tiring, bro. Like it's really tiring, and at the same time, it's just not good for you, like health wise, bro. I think I talked to you without you knowing. I haven't been going to the gym. Like, there's a lot of things you shouldn't be avoiding. No matter how busy you are, you should always take care of yourself. That should be the first thing. And I wasn't doing that. I was putting myself second, and I was putting my business first. And your business can't operate without you being physically and mentally there. So,
Not to cut nobody off.
Oh no, you got.
I just appreciate about that statement. It's just like the honesty and self-awareness of that statement, because a lot of people they may feel those ways but not be self-aware enough to address it. You know what I mean? And just keep being external and pointing the finger at this person and that person. So that's dope that you have that self-awareness enough to like analyze yourself like that and take a step back and realize it hasn't been the last 6 months. You said 2 years. You know what I mean? So that's just being real with yourself. So like that's the realest shit anybody could do. It's just that's dope though.
yeah, it's just like I think it's like the toxic thing right now on social media is like the hustle culture. You know, grind, and I felt a victim to it, thinking like if I'm trying to take care of myself, you're losing because you're getting left behind by everyone else posting, and you feel like you have to keep up with, like the Joneses and stuff, how they say it. Like I feel like I had to keep posting, I had to keep working, but doing all these things, overdoing it is kind of hurting. And you're not seeing it. You feel like you can take it, but realistically, you are. By you not taking care of yourself, which is the most important. Your body is what runs everything. Like if you're not mentally there, your business is gonna take a hit. And a lot of times, I feel like too many owners out there, too many people, they think they discredit or they disregard it. Like, oh, you know what? Like, as long as my business keeps making money, but what if your health is going to shit? Like that's.
So if you don't mind me asking, what? Like from being overwhelmed to now, what's changing, or what has changed, or like what do you want to like make different? I'm asking for a person that's be overwhelmed myself, so I'm kind of like asking for advice in a way, not like asking for any other reason, like because I low-key need to know how to like maybe let off the brakes, because I told you I just got an hour of sleep in the past 24. So so I'm trying to take advice from that too, as from entrepreneur to entrepreneur.
I think what I'm doing right now, of course, I'm still like trying to figure it out. Number one is trying to like, you got to kind of put people in your team in place.
Okay.
If you have a lot of workload, it's how do you separate things where it's not me always having, of course, things are going to run through me, but like, how do I eliminate some things so I can focus on what I'm passionate about, focus on things I can control while still doing. There's no such thing as work-life balance, but there's enough where like, okay, how do I take care of my health? How do I make things run without me? It can't always be, I can't be the best at everything. Like I talked to another person, Izzy, and he told me, you can train Lavelle. I was like, Lavelle's coachable. He's a great guy. I was like, throw him some things on his plate. Like you can't just expect you to always have to do everything and not give him a shot. You have to be willing to give yourself a little bit of time to show him how to run things, to show him how to edit, to show him how to do things. And me is like, oh, it's gonna take him a while. I'm just gonna do it. And now I'm doing that when realistically I should be focusing on the client.
Yeah.
Like that. I just had this problem. It's funny because I talked to Izzy the day before I talked to you.
Oh, right.
And it was on a client, and I was like, man, I'm trying to do YouTube. I'm trying to do this. He's like, you need to control yourself, settle down. What is it that you truly want to do? And I'm like, honestly, I can do it, but I'm not doing it the right way. So I was like, okay, I would love to work with clients, but also give them the best experience, the best outcome. Yeah, I care about people. They're putting a dollar in my pocket, but I'm not showing it enough. I'm not doing it enough because I have YouTube, and that's my passion.
Right.
So how do I do both? And I'm like, okay, I need to train Lavelle and my girl to kind of like, one's doing the reels, like they can communicate with each other on that end, but where they eliminate that, so I focus on the clients. And again, I'm freeing up a lot of time. Like that helps a lot. That's a big portion. Dope. But also it comes down with being scared of spending more money, having more on the overhead. Like I'm gonna have to raise them because you're gonna have to edit. Yeah. And sometimes you kind of think like, man, you're putting more pressure on you and more, but I shouldn't be thinking like that.
It's some of it too, like, since you built this shit from the ground up, it's like, this is my baby, so I don't feel comfortable just handing this shit to anybody.
Yeah. You're so secure with it. Like, hey, be careful how you hold that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, don't drop my baby now.
So, for a lot of people that don't know, like, just give them a little bit about what your conversation was prior to the podcast on the phone. Cause we kind of just jumped in there. Okay. But like, just so they can know what was the conversation more about.
So before I say this, I just want to say, I want to first give you your flowers publicly on this platform because I've done it off the camera, but I'm the type of guy, if I appreciate somebody, and I think they're dope at what they're doing, just more importantly, just a dope human being, I give them their flowers. I don't wait. Tomorrow's not promised. So I want to do that here right now. Like, Mario's one of the dopest individuals, just person to person, career-wise gone. But how the conversation came about, so I've known Mario probably, I'll say like 5 years now. But I will say the conversation came about is because I really value people like him because I'm entrepreneur, he's entrepreneur. So we have certain things we relate to, but it wasn't a one-sided thing. Like there's times Mario hit me up, I remember a couple months back, like, hey, King, like where the fuck you been at? You know what I mean? Like, you haven't been outside. Like, bro, people need to see you. I know you're grinding, this and that. And you got to understand, I'm self-aware enough too, where I didn't take that shit personally.
Right.
You know what I mean? I looked at I never said, Mario, you tripping, bro. And that's what I think a lot of people do. They think their friends are haters. Nigga, nobody hating on you. You ain't got shit that you know. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So I asked Mario. I wasn't like, Mario, you bugging, you tripping. And also, he communicated that well. You also have to know how to communicate to the next person. Don't attack nobody. But Mario got, at that time, before we bring up this incident, he came to me like, King, where you been? He kind of checked me as a friend. You know what I mean? To tell me I need to step my shit up. And me being who I am, I didn't take that shit personally. I moved accordingly. I was self-aware. I looked in the mirror. And that's the thing, when a lot of people have to look in that mirror, it hurts.
Right.
Growth, it literally hurts you. Right. So instead of externally putting that pain out, no, I looked at myself and still building, trying to grow as a person, grow as a businessman.
Right.
But you can't say you want people in your life that challenge you, then when someone challenges you, get mad at them.
Yeah, you take it to heart.
You know what I mean? So yeah, right. So now we can probably get into the conversation however you want to.
Yeah,
I just have to say that first, you know.
For sure. And that's a good thing. Like I before you get on that, I do want to like, for sure, no one knows we had that conversation, but yeah, you weren't that type of person, and like I've done that to a lot of people, like, and a lot of people don't take it. They view me as like chill, bro, but it's not that. Like when I see someone have like something going for them, like I want to encourage that. But that's more of like a brother love more than like it's like anything else.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, you took it that way, which that's a good thing, and that's why when you came at me, I viewed it the same way. I was like, no, like this guy.
Yeah. So do you want to get into how it came about? Or?
I'll let you, because you called me on it, and I think honestly, and I appreciate that, because that was a call I needed.
So if we're being totally transparent, me and Mario, we worked, maybe it was around August, September. It was a video that I didn't get back in a timely manner, but things were life happens, stuff's going on. I have my thing going on, he got this thing going on. So basically what happened, I just never got the video. If we're just being honest.
Oh man.
So but me knowing Mario,
Right.
there's time I get like I'm just like, okay, I know he's busy. I'm understanding. So but this time in particular, I decided to reach out and just let him know how my experience has been these past couple months compared to the first couple years of our friendship, you know what I mean, and business relationship, as you say. It don't feel like a business relationship, like we're friends, bro. So, and with that being said, I just mentioned certain things. I'm not gonna get into everything. I just mentioned certain things. I mentioned how like I didn't receive it, and I mentioned a couple other things as well. Maybe you can say it. I don't feel comfortable saying what else I mentioned. I don't know what you want me to say and not say.
I mean, kind of put it in a perspective like this ain't you. Like, you know, you've always been delivering things on time. You've always been professional, regardless of all the things you've been doing. You've always been that guy. And lately, like, you know, you've been like, for example, not valuing your time, right? The day that you were here. And I took that as you're 100% right. Like I should, everybody's minutes, just like I cherish my minutes, like it's valuable. So it's like for me not to value that, I needed to hear that because I will always view anybody around me, even myself. When I go in there, it's like, bro, it's my time. So for me not to view yours, like that, I needed to hear that because it's good to have people to come to you and tell you these type of things. Because if not, you always think you're right. And I honestly, I have never got anyone to come at me like that, like you did, in the right positive way. I feel like too many people.
And it was respectful, just so everyone's clear. It was respect. I didn't come at him sideways. It wasn't no raised 100%. Levels. I was very in control of my emotions. It was a very like intellectual talk. It was talking. I wasn't talking at him, screaming, nothing. It was like it was just like a positive, like kind of like a talk now, but about conflict. You know what I mean? And it's okay to do that. If you're upset with anybody, don't learn. That's what I'm saying. Communication skills a big thing, and it's something I have to work on. Maybe 5 years ago, the conversation would have went different. You know what I mean? But
5 years ago, honestly, bro, I would have been like, bro, who the fuck is this? that would have been me. I was hard-headed. But like honestly, when he called me, I was proud of myself after that conversation because when he was talking to me, a lot of times I'm that type of person that will cut you out. Right. But I was really hearing it out. I was like, I need to hear everything he needs to tell me because I just had a conversation the night before with Izzy, and I need to be a better me. And he's telling me what I'm doing wrong, and I need to hear it so I could become that better person. Because I've never been this guy. My dad didn't raise me this way. I gotta hold myself accountable, and what he's telling me is true. And I always like to hear things and then ask me the question: is he right or is he wrong? Like where's he coming from? And I'm like, you know what? He's right on everything he's telling me. And as a you got to be able to accept that to be a better you and for your business to run. Because it's the same thing. Your business, you got to know when you're making mistakes to accept it and, you know, push it forward.
Yeah, I think that's very important. I think that's
my fault.
Oh, no, you got.
I was going to say, bro, he was listening so good, bro. I swear to God. I looked at the phone. I said, Mario.
Are you still there?
I said, hey, bro, you there, bro?
Hello?
You still there?
Did he hang up?
I heard the wind in the background and shit. I'm like, hey, bro, hold up. Hey, bro, hold up.
Well, now you need people like that in your corner. You know, like even like we talked about it a couple episodes back, but like same with me, like how you be like, hey, what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be on it. If you really want it, you got to be on it. And I feel like when people don't know how to accept that, it's because they're not comfortable with themselves 100%. Like you embrace yourself enough to, like, I could take criticism. If somebody's telling me something, it's because they care. It's not because they just getting on my head. No, they care. And if they care, I got to do my job to show them, you know what, you right, and I appreciate you coming at me like that. I appreciate you letting me know. So let me do my part and do better. Get back on it. Because sometimes, like how you said, we working so much, we don't even realize we done went off the rails a little bit. We done went a totally left field. Like, there, you turn around and look back like, how did I get here? And you know what I'm saying? And so you need them people in your corner for sure. And I respect that straight up.
And I was going to say, you said if they care, even if they don't care, you know what I mean? Because it's always, sometimes it is people who don't got the best interest for you. But even if they don't care, just building it up to be a person that, bro, we're not always right. But maybe sometimes we need to learn to be quiet. Like you said, 5 years ago, me, bro, it was like you dealt with me 5 years ago. I didn't have no business or just operate as the person I am today. You know what I mean? So it's just like, even if it's good advice or bad advice, sometimes we just need to, it's not always time for you to talk. You know what I mean?
Facts,
Basically, at the end of the day,
facts.
it's not always time for you to talk.
Sometimes you gotta be a listener. You know, sometimes it ain't. What they say, like the teacher, it ain't too late to teach a teacher.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a gem. That's a gem right there.
I'll be dropping them every once in a while.
Don't boost his hate up. Don't boost his hate up.
You got gas on
He about to be telling me this after the podcast. You heard him? You heard him?
You heard that teacher? That teacher, bro?
Yeah. He's like, I'm about to school you real quick. I'm your
Mario, watch.
Watch this.
Like, yeah, like I think it's something. The reason why I wanted to get you in on this, bro, is because I wanted people to hear it, bro. This conversation was big because I think too many people out there that go mode ain't it, bro. Like I think it's like I think people don't understand. So 2 years ago, I wasn't there. I told you I was a walking dead soul. Like it's like if you saw me from the outside, you're probably like, Mario's working. And yeah, I was working, I was doing, but where was I mentally? No one ever questioned, hey, bro, how are you mentally? I never got that question the last 2 years. You kind of made me ask myself, where am I mentally today? I never got that question. I'm like, bro, like no one ever asked me. I'm like, dude, I've been like mentally, I was not there. I'll be here, but my mind's thinking about 10 other things. No matter where I was in life, my mind's thinking about 50 other things. And I'm like, bro, I'm not present. And I've never been present in the last. So for the last week, I'm and going forward, I'm trying to figure out what's the right structure. How can I make time to call my dad every day? How are you doing? To go to the gym and not make an excuse. Discipline myself to be like priorities, Mario. Like first get it done. And then move on. Like yesterday, I was proud of myself. The lifestyle videos we did, I already started working on something else. I'm like, no. You told yourself you're going to do one thing and then move on. So I made sure I knocked out everything I need to do before we started today. So I got it done. I don't want to overwhelm myself doing too many things. There's nothing wrong multitasking, but to a certain degree of how much you can take and how much you should also, take care of your mental health.
Definitely. And just look how powerful when two genuine people can have a genuine conversation with no conflict of interest. I wasn't hitting you up because I wanted anything from you, but besides to check on from person to one person. You know what I mean? I didn't ask you for nothing. I just genuinely wanted to know how you was doing. And think about going forward. The man, I've learned from this, from just speaking with you. And it's funny, me and Mario, besides this fucking podcast, bro, I don't know if I can cuss.
You can.
Oh, yeah. Bro,
Untold
me and Mario, for the past couple of years, it be times we just talk for hours on the phone. I'm here after a video shoot. I'm here to 1 or 2 in the morning, having them podcast type of talks. But I call them growth conversations. But just think about the talk we just had. I feel like it was the most powerful one. How much going forward, it's going to help you become a better person. You know what I mean? And me too. Because I'm type of person like your situation, I'm learning from it. Your situation, I'm learning from it. I'm real observant. And I can learn from other people's experiences because, like, if I'm being real, I've seen Mario build this shit literally from nothing to something. I'm not saying I'm there from the beginning, but I've damn sure seen Mario without all this shit. You know what I mean? And bro, I've told him 1,000 times, like, being connected to, I'm trying to build my own thing. And let me get a quick shout out to my clothing brand, you know what I'm saying? Early Celebrations. This is mine.
Let's go. Plug it.
And just me trying to build this, my record label, my brand, everything, and seeing someone, a friend of yours build something to me and my ideas dope as fuck. Bro, that's the most inspiring shit ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm trying to learn from Mario. Mario be putting me on different shit. Some shit I might not even know, and I never front like I know the shit. I might not tell him right then and there. I'm going back home to look more into property or stuff. We done talked about real estate, and he done put me on game. Maybe you should invest this way, or maybe you should go that way. Right. You gotta understand, bro. We're young black men. He's a young Hispanic guy. Our parents, this information is not passed down to us.
It's not.
And that's why I want to say for Mario, why I respect him so much. Mario, well, I don't know, but based off the conversation we had, all this knowledge that you're getting hasn't been passed down to you. So the shit you're experiencing now, I feel like it's kind of good it happened because no one taught you how to be a fucking boss. You know what I mean? You're learning this shit off the whim. You taking the punches and you manning up. You not shying down from me. You like, I fucked up what? You know what I mean? And that's the most respectable shit anybody can do.
So I appreciate
it. I respect him for the same thing, bro. I mean? The same exact thing. I'm like, bro,
any old heads?
I told him that. I'm like, our generation, our culture don't teach us. It's a lot of things. And sometimes he'd be like, dang, I'm like, bro, That's not passed down to us. That's not something they tell us. Like I was telling them a couple episodes back, just for an example.
Yeah.
I'm like we wasn't taught credit. As a black country, you pull out a loan, you in trouble. Like that's a bad thing if you pull out a loan. Like you know what I'm saying? And then like you telling me like, yo, I came from $100,000 debt and paid that off and worked my ass off. I'm like, damn, like I had to get this right. And I'm like, damn, that's solid that you even sharing that with us, because like most business owners, and we've been on a couple of shoots and we had a mansion and we asked them like, hey, so what do you do for a living? And they're like, oh, real estate. That's it. And walk off. Like, okay, so.
Yeah, bro. I even asked like, what I remember clearly. Yeah, we were at the same shoot.
Yeah.
I told the dude, he was like an older 60-year-old dude, and I was like, hey, like, what does it take for me to get something like that? Yeah. And he just real estate. And I'm like, bro, like, well, you don't think like, and it bugged me because I'm like, bro, I don't have this money, but I have money. Like, bro, I'm asking the right genuine question because I'm trying to grow and I'm not gifted with none of this. Maybe you can give me some sauce that I can probably bring it into my business, or mentally, like maybe I'm doing something wrong. And I never had that. So I'm like, bro, if I can be that voice for other people, now don't get me wrong, I'm not where I want to be, but at least I feel like I'm in a place where I can help people as far as like how to start it and how to get to a certain spot. After to get to the next level, I'm searching that now. Best believe when I get there, I do want to spread that, because bro, I've asked people and people tend to hide that from me. And I'm like, why? Like, why is it so much, or talk to me about your problems. Talk to me about, maybe you're not doing good. And maybe from the outside, you look like you're doing good. Talk to me, because I can help me be a better me.
Definitely.
And people don't talk on that. I would talk like if I'm not doing right, if I was to be struggling, I think I'll be the first to be like, I'm going to talk about it, because I want people to understand. It ain't perfect. As much as it might look to some people, it's not always gonna be perfect.
Let's talk about that. Not perfect. Just shit being not perfect. You know what I mean? Are you I want to hear maybe just some of the day-to-day stuff, because I see just the shit on Peer Space, everything, but are you able to explain, just for me, I want to know some of the day-to-day stuff that you might deal with that people just might not know about?
Day-to-days, just like in general, my life, like
or just business-wise,
like
stuff that's not so smooth. Maybe it's paperwork. Maybe it's dealing with clients that are
It's
annoying.
dealing with clients as far as like them wanting a certain price, and it's like completely far off. Like I'm an open person trying to make things work, but if it's just favoring you, like that, there's a lot of times where it just favors them. I was like, look, like you gotta understand, you gotta look at my side. How is it gonna benefit both of us? Like let's try to work there. Okay. But it looks like it's always going towards them. Like I can't and I can't. I'm like, but I can. Like, how about we meet in the middle? If it's not possible, it's not possible. But a lot of times it's trying to like work with that and like just so many questions and so many things, which is thankfully I have D, because without D, bro, honestly, bro, you think right now I'm not mentally there, I would have been gone, lost, really? Bro.
That's
like
dope.
D helps a lot with that. And there's that coming up with like revisions, like if it's on the video editing side, clients, now they want extra work. And I'm like, bro, or let's just say music videos, right? I don't shoot them as much anymore, but when I was shooting them, it's like, oh, can you send me the BTS guy? Can you send me like 6 photos? Like not 6. Can you just send me the photos? I'm like, nah, I don't have them. Oh, but just give me the raws. I'm like, bro, like this.
Asking for a lot.
Yeah, it's like you guys are not even asking for hey, like, is there any way? What would it cost? That's respectful. At least say that. Like, hey, what would it be? What would it cost me to ask for the raws? Say something like that. Maybe I'll give it to you for free because it came out of respect.
Like not putting themselves in your shoes. Yeah. Not having that perspective of what you got to do, how many other clients you may have, and
and then like I don't get to go to the gym because sometimes people don't understand. As an owner, if a bad email comes, it probably throws you off from the gym. I mean, I know it shouldn't be an excuse, but it throws me off. Like I'm like, now I'm dealing with this dude in my ear and like cuss me out, or maybe not cuss me out, but like just talked a lot of bad things. And I'm like, man, I was over here trying to look out for this guy, and this is what I get. Yeah. So then it's like, I know it's not me because I treat. I forgot where I saw this quote, but I treat 100 people right. If it's that one person that does me wrong, it's the person. It's not me, because I did 100 and I did 99 people right, and that's usually the way that's the way I always operate. Right. And that's like the things that will take me away. These things that people don't see. Like I just had a conversation. Not a conversation. I had a phone call, and I was with my boy at my house, and he thought I was like some boss shit. Like, oh, you have all this, like respect. And he was there, and I got to pick up, and the lady was like kind of cussing at me. And I was like, and he was there, and I always have my phone on speaker because my phone just doesn't work on the thing. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm sorry you feel that way. Like I had to kind of like calmly, tonally, but he's like, bro, I didn't know you deal with this. I'm like, dude, like this is things that it's not out there like that because obviously it goes on the back end and I got other things I got to do. But bro, there's a lot that comes on a day to day. And that's where it drains you mentally, and you got to carry that and somehow try to like figure out how to fix it.
Yeah.
Along with what do you have coming up for that day? Like things come up that you didn't expect, and you got to deal with it going forward. And that's where it's like, that's where it gets draining.
Yeah.
Like man, like you and that you kind of signed up for it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what comes with it, but it takes you away of what you have planned. If you want to have a plan, that doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Yeah. And I just want to quickly say to that, just any people who want to be entrepreneur, any businessman coming up, you just heard him say what he deals with, but you got to think the people skill he has to let this lady cuss him out or whatever and to still keep the same attitude and come back and operate a whole business. He didn't cuss back at her like most of us would. You know, he wasn't rowdy this, rowdy that. No, you got to control your emotions or learn to. But when you learn to, just know God go put situations in your way so you can practice controlling your emotions. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like, and if you never build a business, never get nowhere, it's your fault. You lack the people skills. You didn't build them over time. And it's just, bro, it really irritates me. My biggest pet peeve now is like people who aren't self-aware, I guess. And it's crazy to say that. It's not my biggest pet peeve, but kind of like we're saying, the next person maybe want to start a videography thing and do just what you did. But the next person may be lacking people skills, but he blaming everybody else. This person wouldn't give me an opportunity. This person.
I know some people like that.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. They not working with you because you don't know how to communicate with the next person. You don't know. You acting up every time something go bad. So that's when
They
I
want to play the victim role.
Come on,
instead
man.
of like looking at themselves. They're the problem.
Come on. And if you never get the opportunity and the next person does, there just may be a reason for that.
And like, to be honest, I think I think the hardest thing with me, I'm thankful all this happened. It was a passion that turned into something. I'd never like viewed it as like, I'm gonna make this my career, bro. But it's been so hard for me because I come from like, dude, I grew up with the people. I'm not gonna say it, but I grew up with Bloods.
Okay.
And like I grew up in the hood, and dude, my language, the way I had to kind of change and learn how to speak, it's hard for me. I grew up with like saying like,
you got a code switch.
Yeah, like you kind of you got a code switch, and it's hard for me. Like it's not. As people see me like, oh yeah, but I gotta change certain things different times. I gotta speak a different way, not speak, but like operate a certain way depending on what it is. And it's hard for me, but I still try, and I always want to become better. Like my Spanish,
I feel that.
I'm not the best Spanish speaker, right?
So what you saying is your owner, but we can still catch the fade.
What you got?
He said, "Hey, y'all video over. Take it to the back. Come on, enough of this shit."
Come on, little snippet.
I got you, bro. I got you. Hey, hand me the C-stand tag.
That's funny as fuck.
So wait, we're going into this. Like, it's crazy because like even him saying like 2 years ago, he was like a walking shell. Bro, I didn't know this. I think I started working with you closer 2 years ago.
Wow.
So to me, outside looking in, I'm looking at it like, damn, like he's killing it. He's killing it. And that's why I'm thinking that, like, this conversation is very important because like from me, my standpoint, I'm like, damn, he's getting bookings, he's doing this, he's killing the game. But to you, you're like, damn, like I'm not even there mentally. And that's a thing like a lot of people don't know, especially as an entrepreneur and a business owner or being a boss, period. How much you got to deal with. People see only the good things, like the things that's, oh, he got a nice car, nice house, he got all this, but they don't really know what you're personally dealing with. You can have all that, and they ain't buying you happiness. Happiness is priceless. You know what I'm saying? You could be, I always tell Taz this, I'm like, you know what, Taz, some of the happiest people on earth are people that's like homeless.
That's real.
They're stress free. They just live it. like the most they like shower and food, right?
Might even give you some game, like
yeah,
game,
like you know. But it's like they're not worried about bills. They're not worried about everyday life things.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, like I'm not saying that's the way to go, but I'm saying it's just interesting to see how.
So you know what's crazy?
Life is with that
kind of going on, bro. So you see, so you're saying with the minimal, they're happy, right? Like they and that's a fact. Now the issue that I'm dealing with right now is I've talked to a few owners and everyone's just so money hungry. If I tell them my game plan, what I'm trying to do, and I'm not saying I want to be comfortable. I like being uncomfortable because it keeps me moving. But I want to be comfortable where financially, I never have to worry about a bill.
Mm.
But when I say that to them, it irritates them. Like, no, you got to make more money, more money. It's like, but I'm content. I think I already know what I'm happy with as far as the money I want to make.
Right.
I don't need to make 10 million, 20 million. Like, that's not the life I want to live. I don't need Lamborghinis. And I talked to you, I think, when we were on the phone call. I don't need all this nice, fancy stuff. I just want to make sure my pops is taken care of, my mom's taken care of, my brother, my loved ones, anyone around me. I can, if they ever need something, I have that money where it's like, bro, this is like cool. Yeah. Like, you don't need 20 million for that shit. Like, well, like chasing all these things. I feel like too many people, because of social media, or I don't know where they grew up on, they think they need all these things to make up for it. They think that's happiness. Yeah. And to me, I've had the car. It's not a Lamborghini, but I had the Corvette. I had a house. To be honest, it didn't bring happiness.
That's crazy.
Well, you know what brings happiness is knowing the fact that I'm covered on the back end financially. All my bills every month, I don't have to sweat about it. That I think is the biggest prize, and that's the thing people should chase, not these cars or houses. It's this glamour thing that people make it out to be, bro. I'm not a fan of, bro. Like I could have lived it. Yeah. Maybe I would have been check to check. Yeah. But I'd rather choose to live not a comfort life, but a life where I know I can manage everything, and financially I never have to look at my bill, and just live happy. Like if for example, if tonight I wanted to go watch a Laker game, I could go spend $2,000 on 2 tickets with me.
Tomorrow? The Lakers play tomorrow?
It's at Boston, bro. I'm gonna fly you to Boston.
You don't want to go to
Boston? but that's the type. I was telling my girl actually today. I was like, look, I don't want us to work like crazy, but I want us to be able to get to a point where, like, if we can make this much extra, then you know what? We can not only save, but we can also spend, I call it like the fuck you money. Yeah. Where like you could spend $3,000 or $2,000 a week, go to a Laker game, but you still saved $6,000. Like you're way, like that's nothing to you. Like you're living under your means, and you're not chasing millions of dollars. You might be chasing 5 million, but that's it. Like you're not, and don't get me wrong, that's it. It's a lot. Yeah. But you don't need that much, right? Even for me, like I think one time I was like, bro, if I could just get 3 million in 1 year, that'll pay my house, my car. And then after that, bro, I could drop down to only making $500,000 a year. I don't care after that. Yeah. I'm done. I live my, bro, going forward, guess what? House paid off. Now I'm chilling. Yeah. That to me is success. Not you keep making money and you keep putting yourself on bigger debt. Like, that's just me though, bro. You know, like I think I learned that by just trying all these things. It's very stressful when you put more shit on your shoulders.
Got it. And like you said, to you, success is there's not something that you see that's like, oh, that's success. To somebody, it may be $100 a week is successful. To you, your idea of success is different, and for you, it is as well. Right. One thing you hit on, that it sounds like you're still going to be morally okay with the road you're going down. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, I meet a lot of artists who, quote unquote, made it. That you always say. They got the houses, the cars, but like you're saying, they're miserable inside. You know what I mean? They just can't sleep at night. They can't sleep peacefully. And it's going to come to a point of this journey where you got to make a choice. You know what I mean? Facts. You go be morally intact, or you go not be yourself. You know what I mean? It's like a crossroads. It comes to that point for everybody. So like for people who are chasing money, chasing this and that, that's fine. But don't lose yourself chasing that. That's what I say. Don't become a different person in that chase. You know what I mean?
Be the same person you were when you had no dollars to when you have $1 million.
Quoted in the Bible: gain the whole world and lose your soul.
Yeah,
that's a good one. A real thing.
Wow.
Like it's like, man, you can gain the whole world, but you'll lose your soul. Wow. And that's and far as like the 5 million thing, like how you were saying, I was gonna chime in on that. That's more of a goal, not the trend. See, most people want it for the trend. You look on social media, and social media plays a big part in that. People want to flash the money phone. You remember when that era was hot? Like, what is this? Put that in a bank account. Go invest. Come back. Show me that you got a business running. You're financially stable. You took care of your family. That's a success for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if you're gonna get that money, make sure everything around it is aligned with it and upright. Everything is going. Don't get it and be like, oh yeah, like even like how you said, some millionaires, it's just like, hey, you got to get more, and it becomes to a point where your grind become greedy.
Greed, yeah.
Greed, and it's like, and everybody know. I don't care if it's food, whatever it is, greed is never good. Never.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if you successful and you're like, no, I got to get more successful. It's still, that's not, because now you're starting to lose who you are as a person. You're forgetting your essence, your morals, the steps that it took you to get here. I'd say a lot of people even take steps to make it, and don't look back and see what they did.
Wow.
And that's sad, because like sometimes you come a long way. You look back, like even like I was telling you, I'm like, look, bro, if you look at your first studio compared to now.
Yeah.
You know what? I just, maybe like 2 months before I shut down Site Studio, I walked in one day. We were like after shoot, and I went in there to drop off some lights. And I was by myself, I believe, or I'm pretty sure I was by myself. And I looked around, I was like, that was the moment it finally hit me. I think it was like 4 years later.
Wow.
I finally took a step. I'm like, this is all this is me.
Dope.
I can walk in, I can shoot when I want. I have a space like this. Like all those things ran through my head, but 4 years later, I never understood what I did. I just kept going on the go. I never took time to really look at myself and be like, bro, I'm proud of myself. Like I did this.
That's dope.
I never did that. That was a day, and I might have teared up. I don't know, but it was a moment that I always remember. Like, man, I was proud of myself that moment. Like, I did this.
Yeah, I want to how you said you're proud of yourself. On your way, did you get a lot of outside validation, or was it you mostly encouraging yourself to get to where you got to?
It was just me. I didn't get much from nobody really. Like my parents.
Who believed in you from the jump for real?
Kevin. D, because we sacrificed our relationship as far as like not hanging out a lot, because she knew I had to go. Mom and dad, but from their part, I talked to somebody and they told me like, your parents don't understand entrepreneurship. They'll come around soon. There's no reason to get mad that they don't support you. They just don't understand that. After a year, they understood it, they saw it, and after that, they've been, with me. But like everyone else, bro, honestly, for the most part, they just viewed me and like no one believed in me. Like that's why it hurt me, bro, when we were shooting your music video and you told me you had a lot of people come in and nobody showed up, bro. Shit like that.
You said nobody did what?
Nobody showed up.
For what?
For what's
My
that
music
for
video,
your music
right?
video.
Okay, I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it.
No one showed up, and I remember I told you like fuck it. What did I do, bro? I understood and I come from that, so I that's why I said, let me see what I can do to fix this for you. Let me see what I can do. And that's when I was like, oh, we could put multiple of you, and you became the role in your own music video. And I was like,
oh, that's how that shot come about.
Yeah, that's how that came about, because nobody showed up.
Fire too, though.
I think he only had like one homie or something like that.
Yeah, my boy.
And that kind of like, and I told him, I was like, bro, like stop making music that involves with bringing people. Like, let's just keep going. Don't like that's how it's always gonna be. And like, unfortunately, it sucks, but I bet you tomorrow you have fucking Lamborghinis and millions. They're all gonna start showing up next to your door, and that's what I'm saying. But honestly, I think that's the best thing that can go happen to somebody, because it's gonna keep you humble. It's gonna make you feel grateful for everything you accomplished.
Definitely,
you're just never gonna go over your head. You're always gonna be appreciative of everything that good that happens to you.
No, definitely, and I'm so glad you mentioned it, because that's what I was kind of hitting on too when I told you when I was asking them questions. Just nobody understands. And when you're in them trenches fighting for what you believe in, how really lonely that shit get. Yeah. It's just your belief against the entire world. Like, you just heard it himself. And that time a friend showed up, but we done other stuff people supposed to show up for, and nobody done showed up. And I'm not saying I'm a big artist now, but it's just like I was blessed enough to do this tour with Stunner Girl, and like people would reach out like, King, let me pop out, but they got the nerve to say, I'm acting different or this and that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I may act a little different. I grew, I evolved, I set boundaries for myself. You met an unevolved person in me. You met a person in me that didn't have a lot of self-respect. Look, since we're on this topic, I grew up without a father or a father figure in my life. You know what I'm saying? So with that, a kid growing up in the midst of this industry, whatever it is, I'm pursuing, right? I never had a moral compass. I never had nobody put me on game spiritually. I just never had nobody put me on game on how to become a man. So along that journey, I bumped my head so many times. You know, I still might bump my head, but I feel like now, me today have way more head on my shoulders than I did before. So it's just one, I said that because anything possible, you can always grow, but it's your choice if you want to evolve or not. I could have used that excuse of not having no father figure in my life and just been like, nobody ever showed me shit, so I'm gonna not be shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, you took your L's and turned them into lessons.
And, you know, yeah, and it's like I'm saying, I'm not saying I'm the hugest artist, but that's not what inspired. Well, I do want to get there. I'm gonna get there, but what inspires me more is being a better person. You know what I'm saying? Having these type of conversations with these type of individuals, being in these type of rooms and environments. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it is. That's how it be, bro. Nobody's gonna show up through the grind, but once it's the lights and cameras and everything is at the top, then everybody want to act like they're your friend, and it's crazy.
And it's crazy even to this. Like, well, before I go there, one thing I want to touch on, bro. That's the one thing you got to be proud of. Like, whenever you're walking anywhere, bro, there's two ways you can go about it. One is you just make all the excuses for yourself not to go forward, and then you look at like for example, I put this as a perfect pedestal. LeBron James, only a mom. Kevin Durant, only a mom.
Real shit.
They didn't make that excuse why they couldn't make it to the NBA. That was their motivation.
Real shit.
They worked with what they got, and they grew up to be who they wanted to become.
Yeah.
They didn't use no excuse, and vice versa. You're not letting that either. You're still pushing. You're still becoming who you want to be, and you're not using it as an excuse. So I think that right there is probably the best thing anybody can get. Like I'm thankful to have a mom and dad, but I think yeah, you had both your parents too, right? Until
not in the same house, but yeah.
No, not okay. Yeah. But it's just it's good to see that because a lot of people can use that, and I've seen people use that where like, boy, you have your mom, you have your dad, or they're like, dude, like everyone has different stories, different paths. They don't mean I'm better than you or you're better than me. We can still reach that in different ways.
Exactly.
And then look what you said it did for you. Like you was like you took it and learned. You didn't let it get you down. So it taught you to be a better person. It taught you to elevate your style. So now anybody that's coming under you or that you know that's going through the same thing, now you can help them through that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So like it ain't always a big L that happened because sometimes God make things happen for a reason. And now you can help out another young person that's going through the exact same thing that probably feels more lost than you. Some people deal with situations different. So you was just smart enough to take the situation like, you know what?
I wouldn't say smart enough. I was blessed.
Blessed.
God took me.
Sorry about that.
Me out of certain situations. I didn't give up. I say that.
Yeah, you didn't give up.
I didn't give up.
And now look, you have the ability to help anybody else.
I did some dumb shit, bro.
I did. We all did. You know what I'm saying? When you young,
I did some dumb shit.
That's part of the learning process.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna go through some stuff. Some things you're gonna mess up on. Like, dang, I ain't doing that again.
Yeah.
Like,
see, I want to. This is how messed up I think the world is today. I think when you said, when you're in the bright lights and everybody want to be around you, bro, it's not even like that today. Like, for example, I'm telling you because I thought where I'm at, I'm like, damn, a lot of photographers, a lot of videographers want to be around me. Like, you know, like he has a lot of things, and like vice versa. If you have, bro, nowadays I feel with society, you need to have a Lamborghini. You need to have all these dumbass things for people to understand. Like, you could be doing so good, but if you don't have those things, you're a nobody. Like this world, the way that your image has to be. Like, I was talking actually to Malo Man, and with him, I was talking to him on the phone, and I was opening a studio in the school, and I was like, hold on real quick. He's like, why? He's no, I think I had him on hold for like a minute. I was like, I just need to step outside the studio because we're talking about money. I don't like to talk about money in front of people. He's like, damn, you're you really like that? I'm like, bro, it's just like, I don't want people to be like, if I hear me talk about 2,000, 5,000, like I don't want people to view me different. And then also, when I bring my Corvette, if I ever do studio hosting, like I don't do them as much no more, but when I used to, I hide the car.
I remember you told me that, and I respected that so much.
Bro, I don't want to be seen coming in and it's like, oh, who's this guy? Like, it's just, some people be like, nah, bro, 99% of people, it builds validation. No, it don't. Like, you look different. You don't relate. Like, you become this guy where like, oh, who's this guy? He thinks this shit. Like, I know not to judge people by who they are, but still, like, you still get viewed different. I don't like that. I'd rather pull up on a Honda any day and just blend in and be like, you guys can look at me as a poor man. I might have it. But it's just wild in today's day how you need to have these big things to make yourself, for people to rock with you the way you're supposed to rock. It's different today.
It sounds like you know yourself and you know your intentions. Like, when you got your Corvette, and you may be driving, your intentions aren't to pull up and flex on the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And some people's intentions are. So that's real dope. Like, you not trying to.
I'm
Because
just
he told me that. It's been times I'm like, Mario, where the Corvette at? You tripping. If I had that, I'm pulling up crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I respect Mario. He's so humble. And
I
it's
tell
just
him
like,
the same thing. I'm like, man, like, yo, like,
I'm parking in the
let
front.
me borrow it.
he be saying, "Where's my Corvette?" That's what he be saying.
I'm already claiming it.
He's claiming it. He's like, "Yeah, where's my car at, bro?" I'm like, "Oh, here we go."
Nah, that's just.
Yeah, but I just don't like it just because like it's just again it's not relatable, and I just
Yeah.
like to be really like I just want to just walk in, bro,
Yeah.
and be the person. Like the whole I used to think getting nice cars, validation, people look at you different. It's not that you actually look more like they're more scared of you. Like
Wow.
it's just you're too big. Like view
Wow.
you as a different level. Like
Almost unapproachable, almost.
yeah, like
Wow.
a lot of it's hurt me where people don't want to hire me. Why? Because they think I need this much money to come and just work for you. When that's not the case.
Wow.
I'm very open to helping people.
Wow.
But they view me because of the image that you can put yourself in. It's a bad image. I think in today it's starting to flip. Unless you have all these things, then people want to go with you for your certain materialistic shit. But it's not a good thing. And I think any owners watching this, that whole get a nice car because you show up like every real estate agent, they want to come with a Mercedes because they want to sell a house. That don't make you good. You could be 99% of them don't even own a house, and they're trying to sell you a house. Like that's the real shit. Like that's a real fact. And they're telling you to buy a house, and then they're like, "No, you shouldn't buy a house because you got to invest apartments." And like, but y'all don't even have nothing that y'all talking about investing. Like, it's a whole different thing, bro. Today's, but yeah, I definitely want to state that because today's just it's the whole bright lights. It's bright lights. Like you talking, they want you to live like LeBron, right? like a 500 million type of person. Like, bro, who makes that?
Yeah.
Like literally only
nobody,
LeBron.
only LeBron. Like,
That's the only reason why it's only him.
facts.
But like going back to like the just working so much and losing yourself. What steps are you taking to get better with?
Honestly, I think the first goals is like just taking care of everything in front of me. Like just one step at a time. Stop trying to do 20 things. One step at a time. If there's something else that pops up, ask myself, how do I fix it? But not saying, oh yeah, bring it in and bring it in and bring it in. I'm just gonna keep touching everything. Just dialing it in, and honestly, bro, like training you to start taking care of some other things for me. Paying you more. Trying to be more realistically. I think the main thing is taking care of my health, because why? I think if look how far I've come by just not just a lost soul, mentally never being there. What if I am mentally there? How much can I accomplish?
That's facts.
So it's
That's
like
a good way of looking at it.
yeah, so like that's kind of like my goal going forward. Like, can I do all these things? Yes, I can. I did it without even knowing what I was doing. Now that I know and I understand I need to become a better me, that's going to make me, I think, that much better. So that's literally the goal. It's like just figuring out. It's going to take time. It's not going to be, going to happen in a month. Yeah. But maybe in 3 months, 4 months. I'm very good at starting figuring it out and like maneuver things. But it'll happen. It's just trial and error. But for sure, I need to just take care of me. That's the one thing I've never done. Push everything to the side. But it's time that I start doing that.
KingH, man, before we get up out of here, I know you want to plug. I know you plugged I'm going to need one of them jackets, by the way.
That's definitely your style. That falls
But if you want to let them people know, what you got coming, what you got going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I'm not sure when this episode will drop, but I'm finishing up this tour, Stunner Girl. Next week, I'm in Atlanta. Later this month, I'm in Vegas. I just dropped my album, Up to No Good, and this is my record label and clothing brand, Early Celebrations. You can go to earlycelebrations.com. You probably can't. You can get it, but I'm working on more hoodies and just more stuff. And KingH on all platforms. And yeah, man, I'm just working and grinding, and that's all we doing right now.
How many things items do you have as far as like apparel?
So right now, so they probably can't see, but
oh, you got jeans too?
These are my sweats. I have so these are my sweats, but I have two different type of sweats. I have puffer jackets and I have hoodies at the moment. And these hoodies, these puffer jackets were in the stores before they sold out. I'm just really marketing in a certain way. At this moment where I'm at, honestly, I didn't get I wholesale them. I didn't get a large shipment because
it's my first time. This is my first. I didn't know how well it would do, so I got my team some, and some people that wanted to purchase some, I got them some. But yeah, to answer your question, the sweats. But I'm working on a whole lot right now. But as of right now, you can get the sweats, this, and a hoodie.
So I gotta get mine.
Just think how, because I tried a clothing brand before all these things. Like I tried different things, and I want to say first of all, before we end the show, bro, congrats on that. And keep your head up, because I went through a lot with that as well.
Okay.
And I understand what you just said. Oh, we're doing this. Then I'm dropping another one. I know money, and it's not just that, but it's like you're risking a lot on yourself. Like you're taking the chance, and I think that's awesome to see. I like when people are taking the chance on themselves, because a lot of people be like, oh, you're just another artist, another person. Like you gotta learn to like push that negativity. If they're telling you that, I will say don't hang out with them, don't talk with them, don't vibe with them, push them, and just continue. Like you said, as long as you're self-aware, you're gonna make it. But if you just pushing people because they're telling you the right things and you're doing it, you're not gonna make it. But based on what I've talked, from all the years, like I just respect that, because that's I know what it takes as far as to do that. It takes a lot, and I respect that.
I appreciate that. And before we leave, you said believe in yourself. That's kind of like the motto of early celebrations. It really stands for, it's an early celebration. You're gonna get to where you're trying to get to. You're gonna put that work in, so you can celebrate early. We know we're gonna be all right. We know we're gonna buy our moms a crib one day.
I like that.
We know we're gonna
like that. I'm sold right now. I need a jacket real quick.
Yeah, we know we gonna put that work in. We know we gonna sacrifice time, energy, sweat, blood, and tears. I done been up with Mario 2 a.m. shooting music videos. But you gotta be built different. You gotta have that grind. You gotta have that no quit, that Nipsey Hussle Mamba type mentality. And I got that mentality. One thing I can't control is the results of anything. None of us can, but we can't control our effort. So that's kind of the message behind it.
Y'all make sure y'all check out Early Celebrations. It's about to be an early celebration right now, because I know we getting a sponsor. I know we getting a sponsor. I think I'll plug that real good, actually.
Hey, you do that live.
But, it's your boy Lavelle. And we're here with my co-host, Mario, and you guys have just watched another episode of Untold Raw. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell for another notification for the next episodes to come. We got my guy, KingH, in the building.
Sir.
Until next time, guys, Untold Raw.